The Forgotten City is rated teen by the ESRB. Viewer discretion is advised. Let's see, we saw this last time, so I figured we'd come over here and grab this. So, cool. Hello everybody, Aaron here, and welcome back to The Forgotten City. I know it's been a couple days since I uploaded. My schedule has been a little crazy. I had a really good friend of mine in town, my best friend I should say, in town, and just these last few days have been a little hectic, so I didn't get a chance to record, and so I'm trying to get back to my normal schedule to get recording back on having a video up each weekday. So sorry for the absence, but extenuating circumstances. So it's been a little bit since I recorded, so I haven't looked at the quest log in a bit, so obviously we know about the time paradox. This is still all that information. Ask residents about their stories to identify common threads. So there must be someone that I haven't talked to yet. Scintilla, we still have, need to ask a couple of people, it looks like, about some clues there. Malleolus drop out of the election. Ulpius from killing himself. I think we know how to do that. We just have to either come up with the money or figure out some other way to get him out of Malleolus's grip. Obviously we didn't end up having to ask Fabia because we figured out who that was. I still need to tell Virgil that, so that one should be easy enough to finish. And then Livia, which apparently the priestess might know. So let's see, we could drop down here. Seeing as how I'm already up in this area, I'll just drop down here. Malleolus will probably be very confused. Where's Malleolus? Malleolus? I can hear him. Let me put my headset on better so I can... Oh, there he is. Okay. I've never honestly seen him standing over there.
And now, I make this solemn... You again. What is it now?
So you're Quintius.
My name is Marcus Malleolus Gurgis. You seem to have confused me with someone else.
You have one green eye and one blue eye, just like the description in this execution order from Emperor Nero.
You mean my heterochromia? I am guilty of nothing more than having different colored eyes. And I'm hardly the only person with the condition. Alexander the Great had it too, as it happens. I like to think it is simply the way the gods have chosen to mark a natural-born ruler. Nothing more.
I can't prove it yet. Prove it's you yet, but I will.
Unlikely, because it simply isn't true. Now, was there something else you wanted?
What do you think about the Golden Rule?
You mean the children's fable exploited by Sentius to scare us all into doing what he wants? Wait, don't tell me you've fallen victim to that monstrous lie?
Let's talk about something else. Apparently I've already asked that. I don't remember asking that, but
yourself
sure.
out.
Yeah.
Through the door this time? There's a key just...
Yeah. Okay. You know, there is someone else we haven't talked to. I think, because there was mentions of another person. Let's see here. There you go.
I'm not supposed to be in here.
Can we talk?
What business could you possibly have with me?
Why are you locked in this room?
My marital affairs are no concern of yours. Thank you very much.
How would you like some help getting back at Malleolus?
An intriguing proposition. Go on.
I don't think Malleolus is who he says he is.
Perhaps you're not as silly as those clothes make you look. What makes you say that?
Just a hunch. I was hoping we could figure out his true identity together.
You know, I may have the very thing you're looking for. Some time ago, when he still cared for me, he wrote me a love letter. Only, he used the wrong name. Now, addressing one's wife by the wrong name is not unheard of among philandering Romans. But in this case, the name he got wrong was his own. I confronted him about it, and he stammered through some incoherent response. I let it go, eventually, and yet questions have lingered in the back of my mind ever since. But wait a minute. Why exactly are you helping me?
I want to force him to withdraw from the election.
To withdraw? Listen, I may not be Penelope to his Ulysses, but to ruin his plans to become a magistrate? You must think me quite mad. I've heard enough. Get out of here at once.
Domitius, come quickly. We're being robbed.
I mean, you're not. Where's this letter you spoke of? That's a lot of gold. I mean, I could rob you.
Do I need to call Domitius?
Okay, sorry. Well, that didn't necessarily go to plan. Maybe I need to answer that question in a different way in future. Hello, Domitius. You still are listed as stranger.
What
Have we not
now?
really talked? We've talked. What's your
The
story?
name's Domitius. You want to get to Malleolus? You go through me.
Why are you dressed like a gladiator?
Why? Because I am a gladiator. That's why.
Okay, but you're nowhere near an
You
arena.
want to see me fight? Keep running your mouth, fatuous cunners.
Do you know a way out of
When
here?
Malleolus wins the election, yeah? This place will change. You won't even want to leave. You'll see.
Uh-oh.
To elect our magistrate.
How about now? How about no? No. Okay, this is not what I expected. So apparently if you take a long enough time, then maybe this happens, I guess. Oh, are we going to the amphitheater I saw at the end of the last episode? Probably. Yeah, amphitheater. I mean, Malleolus is going to win, right? Because everyone I've talked to has said they're going to vote for Malleolus. There's the priestess. Just give a spotlight. What's back here? I haven't actually looked at this area too much. I mean, I guess I can't vote, so I'll just kind of back up here. So I'm not... The last one of the times I talked to her, she said I'm not a citizen yet, so...
Citizens, we have a quorate body of voters gathered here to elect the city's magistrate. The candidates are Sextus Sentius Imperiosus and Marcus Malleolus Gurges. As agreed, we shall dispense with ballots and candidates will abstain from voting. Let's make this quick. As I say your name, call call your vote. I'll start with you, Horatius.
Sentius, of course.
Georgius,
Malleolus.
Dacius,
Malleolus.
Galerius,
I abstain. I'm just here to observe.
Virgil,
Interesting.
Malleolus.
Rufius,
Malleolus.
and finally, Domitius.
Malleolus. Who else?
Citizens, you have made your decision.
I feel like this
Your
isn't going to
new
end well.
magistrate is Marcus Malleolus Gurges.
Hail, Magistrate Malleolus. I said, hail, Magistrate Malleolus. That's more like it.
Thank you. Thank you. I am delighted and deeply honored to have been elected your magistrate. And now, I make this solemn promise to you, good citizens. Under my leadership, you will finally enjoy the freedom you deserve. No more shall you walk on eggshells, fearing simply to live and breathe, because the tyrant Sentius told you it was forbidden. For my first act as magistrate, I hereby announce a day of celebration to mark the end of an era. The myth of the Golden Rule is no more.
Sure, myth.
Golden rule is real, you idiot.
For his attempt to deceive us all, Sentius is hereby found guilty of treason against the Empire.
What? I have committed no crimes. This is madness.
His sentence: to fight for his life in gladiatorial combat against Domitius. Here and now for your entertainment.
You have no idea what you're doing. You're going to get us all killed.
Wait, I exercise my right as a Vestal priestess to pardon him. I will not allow you to do this.
You're showing your true colors now, priestess. Your corruption sickens me. Domitius, ignore her. Proceed.
This is insanity. You'll doom us all.
Lies! It is time the Golden Rule was exposed for what it is, a children's fable, exploited by a treacherous leader to instill fear in all of us.
This is why he's in his gladiator gear. They've been planning this all along.
Shut up, all
Yeah,
of you.
I'd say that's
The
probably
magistrate
correct.
has spoken. I'm going to enjoy killing you, old man.
The many shall suffer for the sins of the one.
Okay, come on. Okay, well, obviously we can't take too long, it seems. Come on, Sentius. Send me back. There we go. So obviously we can't take too long in doing that, because that, I mean, we did spend a lot of time, during that day. Let's see. Yeah, you.
Salve,
Hilarious.
friend. Mind telling me...
We need to take care of some things urgently.
Yulia?
Leah, Rufius, Fabia. That's it. Now go as fast as you can. Okay. So that's those things taken care of. So we should go, try to take care of things at... let's try answering things differently here at,
All weapons are to be
Hey,
tossed into the
Horatius.
chasm.
How's it feel knowing your man's doomed to lose the
how did I walk in here?
Deeply honored to have been elected your
Okay.
magistrate.
So the first thing I want to do... Okay, I can hear Malleolus. The first thing I'd like to do is try to see if I can get a different answer of this.
You're not supposed to.
Can we talk? How would you like... I don't think he's who he says he is, just a
No,
hunch.
Sometime now I let, but
I'd just hate to see such a beautiful woman treated so poorly.
oh, aren't you charming? I'm quite sure my husband would seethe with impotent rage if he overheard you say that. I love it. It seems our interests are aligned.
Okay.
I imagine knowing his true identity will give me the leverage I need to manage him appropriately. But first, I need you to do something for me.
Okay. What do you want?
I want you to bring me some wine. Just one small urn should do it. Oh, don't look at me like that. I know this must be hard for you to wrap your sweet little pleb head around. So what
Excuse
do you
you?
need me to spell out?
What? Why do you want wine?
Let me tell you something about Malleolus. He talks a lot about freedom, but what he doesn't tell you is that he means freedom for men.
Okay,
After
yeah.
all I've done for him, counselling him through his entire election campaign, and he had the audacity to lock me in here. He said it was for my own good, and that my drinking was unbecoming of a lady, let alone the wife of a magistrate. I'll show him unbecoming. Tonight, at his victory party, I'm going to get good and merry, and if he tries to discipline me again, I'll threaten to expose his true identity in front of everyone. I am so looking forward to it.
Okay. That's all the questions I had.
You'll help me.
I'll get you some wine.
Now, you'll need to pay a visit to that strumpet Aurelia in her tavern.
Yeah, I figured.
I expect you'll have to flatter her a bit. If that doesn't work, you might be able to get some advice from Yulia, who's probably still at the shrine of Apollo. I heard they used to be close. They both appreciate the poetry of Sappho of Lesbos, if you get my meaning.
I'll get right on it.
Thank you.
So if I ever need... You know what? There's an interesting thought here, because we have to... If we were to pay off the debts... there's enough gold in Malleolus's chest there to pay off both... Yulia and... Ulpius, right? That was who that... I don't remember. I guess I have to head over to the tavern. Just gonna run down the area down here. I might talk to... Well, I guess I can't talk to Livia, but I can talk to... I'm supposed to talk to the priestess about Livia at some point. Yeah.
Cerberus lifts his triple head and lets out his threefold braying.
Livia, would you stop muttering like Medea over a cauldron? You'll scare away my customers.
They follow their trades, imitating their previous lives, but they are ignorant.
This again. You're in a world of your own, aren't you? Ah, you're here. I'm so glad you decided to visit. I'm Aurelia, and I hope I'm not being too forward, but the moment I laid eyes on you, I was intrigued. There's a light in your eyes I've never seen before, a certain learning and sophistication.
And you're as charming as you are beautiful?
Ugh, coming on a bit strong, don't
Darn.
you think?
Yeah, okay.
I take back what I said. Suddenly, I don't find you so intriguing anymore. Let's just forget that ever happened, so we can at least do business. So, what brings you to my tavern?
Do you have any wine?
I do, but I'm afraid it's not for sale. It's the last jug in the entire city, so I'm saving it for a romantic occasion.
Everything's for sale. Name your price.
Everything except this. Sorry, sweetheart.
Yeah, this isn't gonna work.
Really? That's your move? Honey, I'll admit I was
Yeah, I figured.
intrigued by you at first, but then you had to go and open your mouth. Unfortunately for you, nobody gets a second chance at a first impression.
Fair enough.
Good idea. You had, of course, I'm happy to tell you all about it, but this is valuable information we're talking about, and I don't just give it out like some cheap oracle. So, how badly do you want it? Is it worth, say, 1,000 denarii to you?
Not interested. I know it's a scam.
Ha! It's hardly my fault if people misunderstand the terms of a deal. I mean, it does say, let the buyer beware, right outside my tavern.
Yeah. I'll be going now.
See ya.
Okay. So, I can either go through another loop with her, or I think... let's see. Which one was this? Democracy in action? Oh, it is. Ask Yulia. I guess I could ask Yulia and that would get a decent answer, assumedly. Let's see. Fastest way. I don't know. Maybe this way? Hello, Yulia.
Sorry, was there some...
Trying to grift Aurelia. Can you help me?
Really? You're going to give that snake a taste of her own medicine? I'm in. What do you need?
I need the last of her wine, which she said she's saving for a romantic occasion.
So you need to sweep her off her feet, then? Is that it? I think I can help you with that. As much as it disgusts me to say this, we were sort of involved before she betrayed me. So I know her better than anyone. The
That's
thing
fair.
you need to know about her is this. She's obsessed with money. An ostentatious display of wealth probably wouldn't hurt. One more thing, and I feel dirty saying this. She keeps a journal upstairs in her room, beside her bed. If you could somehow take a look, that might tell you how she thinks.
Thanks, I'll see if that works.
May Nemesis guide you.
What's your story?
My life story? Oh, well, I grew up as part of a big family in Rome. Me and 3 older sisters. Our father found good husbands for my sisters, but I wasn't, cut out for that kind of life. So he found me a job as a scribe for a prominent merchant. It was a good life for a while, until 7 months ago when the fires came. My colleagues and I worked desperately to try to protect our warehouse. We must have had 100 workers passing buckets of water, chanting prayers to Vulcan, but they fell on deaf ears. The fire was relentless, and it claimed everything. And everyone. Well, almost everyone. My employer told me to grab what valuables I could and flee for the Tiber, with the crowds. I remember diving into the river, and then... the next thing I knew, I was waking up on the riverbank not far from here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. But to be honest, sometimes I think dying in that fire might have been a blessing, given what's happened since.
I understand. Do you know anything about Scintilla's disappearance?
No. I did hear from Ulpius that she disappeared. It's very sad. She was such a lovely young woman. But I'd been locked in Malleolus's villa for months before she went missing, so I can't help you, I'm afraid.
Fair enough. I'll be going now.
Goodbye.
Okay, so we have a way that we can work with Aurelia. However you pronounce her name. Hello, Rufus. Let's see. I was supposed to talk to you at some point.
Ah, a new face. Salve, and welcome. I hear we have you to thank for saving.
Okay. Don't worry about the threats. It's just Rufus, and he's never going to hurt you.
What demon or spirit told you about that?
I found an incomplete note in his house.
You went snooping in his place? That was risky. We're lucky you didn't cross any lines. Have you spoken to him about it? I would talk to him myself, but I think that would just inflame the situation. It's probably best if you do it, if you don't mind.
I thought I already talked to him, but maybe because it's a different rotation, I need to do it again.
Name's Rufus.
Are you the one threatening Virgil? Alright, no problem. Okay, we've had that conversation before, so I don't know why it's making me do it again. Assumedly a new rotation.
Welcome back.
Boop.
You went, have you?
Yes, and he won't be bothering you anymore.
How did you manage that?
Found a treatment for his rheumatism, which has been making him agitated and compounding up some other personal issues.
Poor fellow. I've heard that can really mess with a person's head. Well done for figuring that out.
Happy to help. I think he wants to help clean up his graffiti too.
Really? That's promising. I'll keep an eye out for him.
Sounds good. What's your story?
Well, I'm an architect. Or at least I was back in Rome. That's probably too grandiose a term to describe what I do here. Help out with repairs and try to stop old buildings from collapsing on people. That kind of thing. But you probably don't want to hear about the ingenious architecture or mysterious history of this place.
Tell me about the city's history.
Oh, I'm glad you asked. Some of these shrines were constructed hundreds of years ago, which means Romans have been arriving here for at least that long. But there's one thing
terrifying.
that puzzles me. The oldest shrine in this avenue isn't Roman at all. It's Greek.
Rufus, you don't have to just walk into us. Isn't it common for Romans to copy Greek art and architecture?
Well, yes, that could be the reason. Or it could mean that there were Greeks living and worshipping here before the Romans arrived. Which begs the interesting question, who really built this place? And could it be far older than any of us imagine? If only there was a way we could talk to the people who came here before us. The stories they could tell.
Tell me about the city's architecture while Rufus just kind of brushes the air in front of you. I don't know.
Gladly. Personally, my favorite thing about this place is the aqueducts. Those series of adjoining arches. They're an ingenious feat of Roman engineering with a very practical purpose. They take fresh water coming from outside the city and distribute it all across the chasm. It's funneled below the palace and into a cistern beneath the great temple. Some of it flows down into another cistern beneath the villas, and the rest is funneled to the shrine of Proserpina, where it fills the lake and allows us to fish and farm.
If they bring water into the city, could we use them to escape?
Not so loud. Just talking about that could anger the gods for all we know.
It's fine.
But you'd have to find a way inside somehow. Just please try to be a bit more discreet about it.
Fair. Tell me about the temple up on the bluff.
You mean the great temple? This one's a bit of a mystery. Given the way it's positioned so prominently, looking down on us, it's clear that whoever built it felt it was the most important temple in the city. Unfortunately, someone else went out of their way to keep its purpose a mystery. You see, usually a temple is dedicated to a particular god, like Proserpina or Diana or Apollo. Usually, that god is obvious. But in this case,
Gotcha.
it's unknown. There's an obelisk out the front, which probably used to bear the name of this unknown god. But it appears some barbarian defaced it. And of course we can't get inside because it's locked up tighter than the Temple of Saturn in Rome. And that contains the treasury. So we're all left wondering, which god is that temple dedicated to? And could it be the one responsible for the Golden Rule? Unless somebody figures out a way inside, I suppose we'll never know.
Let's talk about something else. I think that'll be good for now.
Citizen.
Okay then. Okay. No, don't approach me. No, I don't like you. You and I can just go our separate ways. So I'm supposed to show... How much wealth do I have? Well, 2,000. It's not a lot. I can try, though. I don't know where I'm going. This works. Yeah, a tiny bit of damage.
Vote for Malleolus for a free drink at my tavern.
How about no?
Back again.
Wine. Okay, whatever. Probably going now. Okay. So I obviously still need to do a loop. So for that one, I need a loop. For Ulpius, I can't really talk to Ulpius until I figure something out there. Let's see. I guess I could talk to... If I could find Galerius... Well, does that lead to him? Virtuous Man. Yes, he's down in the fields. Okay. That does make sense. Let's head over to Galerius really quick and see if we can talk to him about maybe running for magistrate. I don't know that it will work, but it's worth a try, I guess. Hello, Galerius. Probably gonna approach me about what happened.
Again, friend. I went and did as you asked, and it worked.
That's good, Galerius.
How is it possible that you've just arrived here and you already know everyone and exactly what's about to happen to them?
We've been over this before. I'm reliving the same day over and over again.
Toying with me, right?
Yeah.
Sisyphus. Yeah. He was forcing. Tantalus was made to. Oh, anyway. So.
Thanks, Galerius.
Anytime from now, I'm going to keep your secret. Oh, and if our conversations ever start to annoy you.
Yeah. Okay. I do need to talk to you though.
I saw you slide down that rope before. Very impressive. And strange, too, since that device you used is exactly the same as one I've been working on for weeks. Oh, of course. It's because I already gave it to you in a previous time loop.
You're catching on, Galerius.
Anyway, I'm sorry to ask, but is there any chance you'd be willing to do me a favor?
Yeah. What do you need?
Well, I've been trying to get this rare flower from the rock.
Yeah, I know
spire
exactly
in
which
the
one you're
middle
talking
of the
about.
lake. It's too steep to climb, so I hung a rope over the lake and made this pulley device, only I couldn't quite summon the nerve to use it. Do you think you could use the device again and try to get that flower for me?
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Oh, thank you. It would help me a lot. There's no rush, just whenever you get a chance.
Sounds good. I'll see what I can do. Ever thought about running for magistrate yourself?
I've bounced the idea around once or twice, mainly as a way of getting Dooley set free. God knows Sentius is never going to do it. But from what I hear, Malleolus has the election stitched up. Nobody's going to take him on and win. And maybe that's not such a bad thing. I mean, he talks a lot about freedom. so I'm hoping if he's elected, he'll release Dooley from his cell. That's good enough for me.
If Malleolus runs, he's gonna break the golden rule and kill us all.
And how could you... Oh, wait. You've seen it in another time loop, haven't you?
Yes.
Well, in that case, we need to find a way to make sure Malleolus loses. Better yet, get him to withdraw altogether. If you can do that, and Sentius is the only candidate left, I'll run against him. Deal?
That sounds fair. Alright. What's your story?
Well, it's a long one, and kind of sad, but I don't mind telling it.
I have time.
I'm a farmer. Always have been. I grew up in a small village in Britannia, Camulodunum, with my parents and 2 little sisters. Lovely part of the world. One day, when I was about 20, my father and I were in the top paddock, loading our cart, when some Roman legionaries came along, demanding produce for their men. My father told me to run into the house for his axe, and so I did. I sprinted so fast I almost threw up, but by the time I got back, he was bleeding out on the ground, and our cart was empty. That was my first encounter with the legions. My mother died of a broken heart soon after, and things went downhill from there. I took over the farmstead, but I was young. It was a struggle. More raiding started before too long. We'd come outside in the morning to find animals missing, our stores pillaged. These Legion thugs just took whatever they wanted. One night, when my sisters and I had nothing left to steal, there was a knock at the door. I knew who they were, and what they wanted. I got my father's old axe, pulled the door open real quick, and before that soldier knew it, split his face right down the middle. But there were more of them. I never saw how many, because the next thing I knew, I was waking up with a mouth full of dirt and lungs full of smoke. My home was reduced to ash. My sisters, dead. And they left me alive to see what they'd done. Still burns whenever I think about it.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't the only one this happened to. It wasn't long before Boudica led thousands of Britons in a rebellion against the Romans. Unfortunately, there were just too many of them. And those of us who survived, they enslaved. So, then I found myself being transported all the way to Rome to be sold to the highest bidder. I spent a few years working for my new master, learning the Romans' ways, Romanized my name and everything. Tried to escape a couple of times, but they always found me, and I'd just end up right back where I was. I'd probably still be there too, if it wasn't for the stampedes breaking out. You see, about 7 months ago, an enormous fire broke out in Rome. Everybody was running down toward the river, screaming and shouting. Never seen anything like it. Human beings acting like cattle. I got swept up with them somehow, and the rest is a blur. The next thing I knew, some stranger was dragging me out of a river. Stumbled across this place and started my life over again.
I'm glad things worked out in the end.
That's what I thought too, for a while. But it seems the gods aren't done tormenting me yet. See, I finally had my own farm again, safe from the grasping hands of the Romans. Or so I thought. Until Sentius the Decurion demanded I hand over all my produce. It's for the good of us all, he says. Only he takes the best bits for himself, of course. He even told me if I refuse his demands, I'll break the golden rule. I'm not sure I believe him, but then, what if he's right? So, it turns out our dear old magistrate is no better than the Legion thugs who took everything from me. I'm right back where I began. But don't you worry, Nemesis is waiting, and he'll get his, one day. He'll get his. Forget I said that last part, will you? I get carried away, sometimes.
Sure.
Thanks, friend. I knew I liked you.
It's okay,
Anyway,
Clarice, I like you
that's
too.
enough of me rambling. Was there something else you wanted to talk about?
Not right now. I'll be going
All right,
now.
friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
Yeah, so the flower you wanted, is it that one right there? So, I'm gonna need to go up from there. So do I just release when I'm directly above the flower? It seems like that would cause pain. But we'll see. It's this rope, right? Yeah. Goes right over the thing. Oh, nope, nope. Okay. That has a lot more momentum than I expected. Such a tiny... Oh, come on. Hopefully this is the last try. Ha! Ha ha ha. I got it. Give the flower to Galerius. Should still be just right here, right, man? Okay.
Don't you just love springtime?
Sure.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I have the flower you wanted.
You did it! Well done! This is going to make her so happy. Equitia, I mean. Now I just have to figure out how to give it to her. What I really want to do is walk up to her, give her the flower, and confess I've been madly in love with her since the moment we met. But on the other hand, I can't shake the feeling that the consequences could be... terrible.
What's the worst that could happen?
You mean, aside from her execution? You see, Equitia is a Vestal priestess, meaning she's taken a vow of chastity, the breaking of which would be an extremely serious affront to the gods and a capital offense. Even if she was just suspected of being unchaste, it could lead to her execution. Unchaste Vestals get buried alive. Oh, and I'd get flogged to death for good measure. But at the same time, she's just so kind and graceful, and I feel so much love for her that if I don't tell her, it'll burn a hole in my chest. I don't know what to do. What do you think? What would you do?
Oh, gosh. Figure it out on your own. I think you should tell her how you feel.
Now that I hear you say that out loud, I hear how crazy it is. I think maybe I need to be a bit more cautious. What I need is a go-between. Someone who can tell her how I feel and find out how she feels without risking her life. What do you say? Do you think you could help me one more time?
Yes, I can, Galerius. Alright.
Wonderful! Now, all I need you to do is give her the flower and tell her it's from a secret admirer. Tell her I'll keep my distance and that I just want her to know that she's loved.
That's sweet. I'll do it.
Thank you. Come back as quick as you can and tell me what she says.
Okay. Where is Equitia standing right now? I know we're running up towards the end of this episode, but we'll do this. Probably talk to Equitia a little bit, and then we'll end it there.
Ave and may Vest.
Yeah. Someone wanted me to give you this flower.
Oh, how lovely. It just happens to be my favorite, too. Who do I have to thank for this?
I'm supposed to tell you that it's from your secret admirer, and that they'll keep their distance. They just want you to know that you're loved.
I see. So, it's from Galerius, then?
You know already.
Of course I do. I think everyone in the city knows. That man is a wonderful human being, and my favorite person in the world. But he is the least subtle secret admirer you could imagine. The way he looks at me with those puppy dog eyes. Plus, he's been trying for weeks to get his hands on this flower. He went to so much effort, too. Suspending that rope above the lake, inventing that pulley device all on his own. He'd just stand there each morning, looking at the flower, trying to summon the courage to seize it. Oh, my heart.
So what should I tell him?
Tell that adorable oaf that my Vestal's vow of chastity ends once I turn 36. So if we ever make it out of here, and he doesn't mind waiting a few years, then tell him I love him too.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear that.
I hope so.
I've been asking people about how they wound up here, trying to find a pattern.
Interesting. I'm not sure why you're telling me,
but you've come to the right person. Did you find a pattern then? What have you noticed?
People mentioned a coin.
I suppose that could be something. But then most of us do tend to carry coins on our person, don't we?
Sometimes. Memory lapse.
True. I know I wasn't entirely sure how I wound up here. What else?
Encounter with a stranger on the riverbank.
Yes, I also had such an encounter. It's as I feared. I think I understand what poor Livia has been going through. Let me ask you this. Did you happen to encounter a stranger in the forest before you arrived here?
I did, a young woman.
And did you happen to catch her name?
Karen.
I see. And was this Karen, by any chance, wearing a hood?
She was wearing a hoodie. How could you have known that?
Because I've seen her before. There's something I think you should see. I think you'd better follow me to the baths.
Alright, I'll meet you in the baths.
Don't follow too closely. We can't have people thinking we're bathing together.
Okay. Well, considering that I need to, go and talk to Galerius anyways, we'll go and talk to Galerius. Gosh dang it, Galerius, where'd you go? Oh. Honk. Oh, there's animals down here. I'm sorry, I have to do this now. Yeah, those are mine now. Let's see. My friend. Yes, I understand that. I guess I could use the Secret Admirer trait to go find him. There he is. I just want to finish off this quest. Lead, whatever you want to call it in this game. Is he talking to Dooley right now? Is that who he's talking to? Gotcha. That adds up.
Salve, Dooley. How are you doing today?
I'm sad. Am I going to die in here?
I don't think so, my friend. It's election day today. Perhaps our new magistrate will be kinder than Sentius and let you out.
I hope so. Galerius, what happens when you die?
You're not going to die anytime soon, Dooley.
My mother told me, when you die, a ferryman helps you cross a river and your spirit lives on in the underworld. Is that true?
Well, yes, but...
Is it true that if you were good, you get to go to Elysium, but if you were bad, you get punished forever and ever in Tartarus?
Something like that, but...
If I die and go to Tartarus, because they say I've been bad.
I'm not going to let that happen to you, Dooley. I promise.
Thank you, Galerius. Thank you.
Now, I have more work to do, but I'll visit you again soon, alright?
Alright, Galerius. See you then.
Galerius.
Salve again, my Sisyphean friend. Now, what's on your mind?
I delivered that flower to Equitia for you.
Thanks. What did she say?
She knew it was from you. She asked me to tell you that once she turns 36, she's allowed to marry, and that she loves you too.
Venus, that is the best news I've ever heard in my life. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You have no idea how happy you've made me. I wish there was something I could do to thank you properly, but I don't have much to offer you. All I can do is tell you where there's a secret stash of coins you might be interested in.
I'm listening.
In the rock tunnel, near the stairs, there's a little doorway set into the rock. Inside, if you look carefully, you can see a chest. Unfortunately, one of those golden huntress statues is blocking the path, and I'm not game to move it. If you can figure out how to get past it, I reckon there might be a small fortune waiting for you. I hope that helps in some way.
Sure. I'll be going
All right,
now.
Friend. Hope you find a way to break that cycle you're in.
Okay, well, I think that's going to do it for today, guys. If you enjoyed, please let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
citizen.